There we go.
Hello, welcome to this game on Los Hijos del Rol for the GauntletCon convention 2018. We are going to be playing today Skum and Villany, the Forge in the Dark game about space criminals, and in this case, terrorists or freedom fighters or whatever you want to call them, people who fuck the system.
Revolutionaries.
Revolutionaries, that's a great word. So yeah, we have already done all the character creation and spaceship creation, which is the replacement for the crew in this game, if you're familiar with Blaze in the Dark already. And we are just going to start playing the mission. But just to remind the spectators, to introduce the characters to the spectators, we have Leandro playing Doctor Meridian Son, which with the character with the archetype of the Stitch. We have Anders playing Biggs, the pilot, the daring pilot, and we have Steven playing Malachi. Is that correct? With the mechanic. And they are all part of the crew of the Firedrake, which is this justice fighter rebellious spaceship. And when we start the game, we see, of course, I don't know how a Star Wars go with this, but yeah, fuck it. We see we see a black screen and a text in yellow letters starts scrolling down in front of us, and it says, "The Hegemony controls the galaxy with an iron fist. Its power reaching across all sectors to bring order to everyone under its rule. But here in Procyon, far away from the center, its hold is weaker. And after years of repression and injustice, there are many people who would wish to forge their own destiny without a distant government exercising dominion over every aspect of their lives, pitting them against each other to keep them weak and divided. Among them, there are those who will dare to defy its ruthless authority, those who will risk their lives and spirits for the dream of a new future. You are one of those people, a revolutionary, a criminal, a traitor, a hero." Oh yeah, and after that, we see an image of a black space with the stars in the background, and we pan down to a big planet, a big gigantic gaseous planet with millions of, like, thousands of kilometers long gas storms roaming in the surface, making it uninhabitable. But above it, floating in space, we see a space station, which is located in the above the planet, just a little bit. Yeah, that's no moon. Just above enough that barely escapes the gaseous storms of the surface of the planet. And we pan down and we see floating not too far away from there a spaceship. A spaceship with which appears to be, well, actually, I should not be telling this. I think the mechanic and the pilot probably have more to say about how this spaceship looks than me. So who would like to describe the Firedrake to us?
I know it had a picture somewhere. There's a good picture. You want to talk about our baby first, Fix, or should I?
You go ahead.
All right. So the Firedrake, or according to the call sign we're operating under, until somebody starts asking very pointed questions, the Firebird is a converted Conjugar class corvette. It's a ship that technically got decommissioned from military use, but there's really no. You don't fly a ship like this if you aren't looking for some kind of trouble, and it shows. It's beautiful. It's got the go when you need to go. It's got the boom when you need the boom. It's got a bit more snark to the AI module than I completely like, but that's probably good for me.
Perfect. We get closer to the ship until we see through the window. We see our crew, and we get inside, and you are all sitting around in the place where you pilot a ship.
Cockpit.
The cockpit. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you. In the cockpit.
Is weird.
Yeah. And you're all sitting around a holo transmission, a holo message that you probably have already watched a few times, but you're watching once again to get all the details. It appears to be a woman, not exactly young, not exactly old, possibly of Asian descent, and she's partially covered with a cloak, so you cannot see all of her face, but you know who she is. She is Espa Wu, also known as Bolt, a kind of well-known union leader who is famous for organizing all kind of uprisings and worker strikes in the SV 176, this space station that is orbiting above the planet. And she's telling you that the workers in the space station, the miners, are done taking the conditions they have, their working conditions, and not being paid, and not having insurance, and that they have decided to organize a big strike. They have locked themselves up in the bottom of the station where other ships cannot get from the outside due to the toxic gas that is surrounding the planet, and they are going to be there until their demands are heard, which we currently don't know when it's going to be. And she's and when we catch this, she's saying, you know what we need. I hope you know what we need. I hope you can bring it to us. And you are our only hope right now. Are we waiting for you in the space station? And the transmission shuts down. So yeah, that's kind of the mission. Is you have this cargo that has been provided by the Cobalt Syndicate, which is a sort of revolutionary but also criminal syndicate, and you are to deliver it to the workers, the miners of the station.
Do we know what sort of opposition?
Oh yeah, definitely. The space station, as I say, is mainly a mining colony. and as such, it belongs to the Guild of Engineers. And as such, the security is pretty high. There's not much crime operating here. The whole planet is uninhabitable. So it's just this space station who is mostly dedicated to harvest the gas and deliver and transport it outside planet.
So we have arrived at we're at the destination with the cargo, and now we need to get the cargo in.
Yeah, and one of the main problems is, as I said, you cannot get to the bottom of the ship where the workers are locked down with a spaceship, because like the gas, like this gas storms, probably will eat away the protection of the ships and like corrode it and destroy the ship.
We're definitely not doing that.
I would not recommend it.
I like this. We just got the paint done. Like, if we're going to wreck the paint, I want to wreck it on something a little more. That first scratch needs to be something better than I decided to fly through a class 3 gas giant.
I don't know. That sounds fairly daring.
No. It's just there's daring and then there's dumb. A class 2, I might push it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Class lightning storms and those you can dodge. This, no. You go in, the air eats you, you die.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a smart pilot this time. That's very amazing.
Yeah. It is a kind of parasitic situation. On one hand, this is why it's allowing the workers to like keep the strike going, because they have no kind of access where they are from outside, and I imagine they have been able to lock all the doors and all that of the mining station, of the mining part of the station. But that also means they are pretty isolated and hard to get to.
We have to dock, I guess. Technically, we have to go through, the normal procedures. We have a shuttle.
Yeah.
Can we launch that at the side? Can we rig it so that our AI module can drive the shuttle far enough and then come back and smash against the side of the space station, creating a distraction?
Sure.
Before you start destroying things, I'm gonna call on my people. I'd like to check to see if I know anyone who's on the ship, who's on the station.
Yep. Sure.
Shuttle, I guess.
Yes.
Is
So, this feels like we're planning an infiltration job.
Yeah.
So we need to.
Yeah, you need the detail for that, which is the point of infiltration.
Yeah.
So we can dock, and as long as we don't take the cargo off the ship, we're not offloading, and it's not subject to search without warrant, technically.
Sure.
Technically. That's, if you want to bank on that technically, you can. I'm not terribly.
Once you get inside, you do have a contact to go Espa will gave you. So someone will be able to meet you there.
All right. We need to get in contact with them and then come up with a plan from there on where you can get the cargo off the ship.
Do we have a legitimate cargo to cover our being here while we move the contraband?
Maybe.
What about all that bean paste? Yeah.
we can always move yeast paste. Like these miners, they're practically planet people. They're probably new to the 31 amazing things you can do with bean paste.
Yeah. I mean, they insist on getting, fruits and whatnot. I have to cut it up. Bit of a waste.
Weird.
So yeah, it seems you want to do the infiltration thing, not breaking ship just yet. So yeah, what's going to be your points of infiltration? Are you going to use this excuse of a different cargo to smuggle your actual cargo?
So I think I'm going to see if there's any other spacers on board the station. And to do that, I would roll consort to see if I have any families or friends or anything like that on board.
Sure, because
So that'll be my part.
Yeah, that sounds good. I don't think this is one of those roles. It's just going to be a standard control. Well, now that I think about it, getting in contact with someone will lead into information being leaked. So let's go with a standard effect, risky position.
Okay. See if I can. Oh, there's the window. You said risky.
Yeah.
Standard.
Yep.
Do you have a devil's bargain?
You owe them money.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'll take that.
Which, okay, yeah, that's a 6. So they are okay with you. You definitely know someone. They are okay with you. It just so happens that you owe them money. But for now, it's no problem.
Do I get a gambit?
Yes. By the way, I haven't explained. Yeah, I haven't explained that. But in this game, there's this resource that is shared by the whole ship and the whole crew, which is called gambits. Basically, you spend them before a roll to add an extra dice. They recover at the beginning of each mission. In your case, you start with 2. When you do a risky action and you get a 6 or a critical, you get a gambit as well. So yeah, you add a gambit. Oh, I can do it. Where are they?
I already added it.
Cool. So you should have 3 right now.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, you know someone. Yeah, there's this guy called Ben Kuoi. Is this like kind of old guy who has been around a lot and has been living here for some time now? He used to be like a kind of like you in his time, like a rebel, justice factor. But then he lost a leg some time ago and kind of decided to live the life and retire. Yeah, he lives here.
And I think he's actually. Can he be one of the people who's one of the workers who's rebelling down below?
I don't know if he will be like like one of the people who is locked down there, but he's definitely like in contact with the rebellion there.
Okay. So we have I get on the on the radio and I talk through the spacer connections, and as soon as I see this guy's name pop up, I'm like, shit. Okay, I know a guy. He can talk to the workers, and we can potentially make a distraction that way or something like that. But he needs some money.
Right. Who has money?
So I think he's going to be kind of your point of entrance, right?
Sure.
So I think we could roll right now for the engagement roll and see how it goes. Maybe if it goes well, he's like, yeah, well, you'll pay me later, and if it doesn't, yeah, well, you'll pay me now. Cool. So I think we cut from the space, and you aboard the Firedrake. do you already land on the spaceship? You've used the holo projectors to disguise the Firedrake so they won't be able to tell what it is. And you are, I think you are like walking out of the docks into this big area where there's like a lot of like a commercial area full of like a small streets going in all directions, full of different shops, of all kinds of different, like in different languages and cultures, many colors. The streets are full of people. This is kind of the r- it's basically the rich area. So people are nice dressed, they look healthy.
This
And
is where management and the high-end scabs live.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you do see like some graffitis that are being clean of like equal right for miners. We want what is ours, that kind of stuff. So there has been definitely like some riots and that or something like that here before. And yeah, you are like waiting for this guy to arrive. In you are supposed to meet with him by a statue of our Lord and Savior, the eternal Emperor of the Hegemony. So below the statue, you arrive there and you see there Ben Kuoi. And let's see how this first encounter goes. So, okay, the engagement roll. This is an infiltration. Oh yeah, you should decide your eating load out before we continue. So I think it's either light or medium or heavy loadout.
I'll take a medium load.
Yeah, I'm going medium as well.
Yeah,
Since everyone else is being conspicuous and dressed for stuff, I might as well too. So I'll carry normal load.
Yeah. Heavy would be like a space armor or something like showy like that. So probably not the best idea right now. Great, and you have your gambits. The engagement roll. Let's see. You start with one die for luck, and then we answer a few questions to see how much you get in total. Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
We're trying to run supplies straight in through straight under the guild's nose, so it feels fairly bold to me. Just like if we just like pull up, have one of the miners open the doors and shove it in. It's like there's a certain chutzpah there.
Yeah, I can see that. So that's one extra dice. So you have two. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
Contingent on the person we know. Other than that,
it's basically like
there's pretty much. Hey, tell them to open the door so we can move the stuff.
Yeah.
simple enough.
Yeah, things may get complicated later, but the plan itself is pretty simple. I can see that. Okay, so no the reduced die. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hidden where they're weakest? So in this case, the plan detail is your contact with Ben Kuoi.
So,
I don't think so.
So what were the options again?
Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hidden where they are weakest?
I would say that with the wealthy that are here, going and making contact and trying to work underneath via the working class is someplace where this group is weak. They undervalue the worker class, and that's why they're rebelling. So expecting them to disobey or do something under their noses probably isn't expected.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah, like if this was a sort of thing where like somewhere where there was like lots of other things and like you had scabs working the mines already and getting paid more and like other stuff showing that these mines are but no, they're holding solid, and so it feels like it is striking them more the way they can't hold this without going all the way to violence.
Okay. So that's 3 dices. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? I will say they may be expecting like something, like they'll be on the lookout for like any external communications, any external help for the workers. So that will be back to 2 dices. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? I mean, yeah, like Ben Quoy, yeah. So that's 3 dices again. Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? Not right now, not yet, not that we know of. So that's still 3. And then anything I should consider. I mean, this place is pretty fucking like high security guild protected bullshit. So yeah, I'm going to take 1 die for the security of this place. So this is 2 dices, but thanks to your special ability, you get an extra 1, which totals to 3. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Who wants to roll for it?
There's no button for it, so we just have to roll 3d6, right?
There should be something like a fortune roll or something like that, maybe.
That same as engagement? I guess it is a fortune roll, I guess. So
yeah.
Here we go. 3 dice.
Yep.
Right. Notes? I don't have any notes. Hey, that's 4.
Okay, so that's mixed results. You're in a risky position when the action starts. Okay, so yeah, you are underneath this statue of the emperor, and you see Ben approaching you, and he's a man in his 50s maybe. He's black. He has white hair, which probably he should not have. He's not that old that he should have it, but he does have white hair, and is braided, like it's pretty long and it's braided, and he has a big scar going from the right eye up to the forehead, and he's wearing like a gray cloak, like pale tones, and he walks to you, and he nods his head, and he says, "Malachi, I believe."
Yes, and I reach out and we grasp forearms in the traditional greeting and say, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you as well. I didn't expect for you to be here in this place.
I didn't expect to be here either, but a job's a job.
Are you aware of the situation going on in the station right now, I imagine?
I've heard some things, yeah.
Is your job related to that? And before saying that, he looks a little bit around, just to make sure no one is like watching you.
No. This is a simple job. We just need to pick up, some crates and put them on a ship and fly off. It's not related to this.
I see. Very well. So we go somewhere else to talk about this?
Yeah, that sounds great. Do you have a place that's more private?
Yes, You could come to my apartment if you wish. And you turn, and he turns around to walk off. But then you hear someone shouting something like, "Hey, you!" And you hear and you see a group of like two guards, two two guards of the, like, basically the local police, who have this not exactly like a combat suit, but like reinforced suit for protection, and like a visor to, and they're walking up to you, and like they're talking to you. They're like, "Hey, you, wait there."
So like, so we're clear on like the level. This is like Star Wars level of like cops in bulletproof vests, not cops in full SWAT armor, right?
Yeah. No, this is not the military or special police. This is just local police.
This is the cops in the rough part of town.
Yeah. But
So I turn to the contact and I say, "Oh, by the way, these are my friends, Biggs and Sherso."
and he says, "I see. Are those policemen your friends as well?"
I don't know what they're here about. Can we pay them off? What's the quickest way to get rid of them?
There's a chance they may accept money, but and then that's when they, like, the police arrived near you, and he shouts before saying anything else. And one of the police, a woman, says, "Are you the owners of a spaceship called Firebird?"
And I look at the pilot, and I look at Biggs, and
We're the operators. We're representing the consortium that owns the ship. Yes.
Yeah, we've been told there has been some kind of security clearance problem, something with the ID being. I'm not sure. We just you need to come with us. We'll to sort it out.
As pilot and Chip's representatives, I suppose I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, these other two are. Oh, I sort of nod for them to go with the other two, and I go off to see what I can do about handling this.
Mm-hmm. Are you two going to let them leave?
Yeah. I think I kind of turn to Maka and say, "Oh, they don't know what they're hauling with them."
Yeah.
so
I mean,
before they leave,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to put like a communicator in his hand. I'm certain that we have radios where we can talk to each other.
Sure.
That would be very common. But this is something that's going to be a little bit more illicit, that he could hit a button, it would alert us of his location and how to get there, that kind of stuff. So this is his, alert button.
This is my panic button, yes.
Great. So yeah, you split it off. One of you, Biggs go with the policeman, and you two go with Ben.
I go, and my Urbot follows me.
Oh, so you have an Urbot?
Of course, I have an Urbot. I'm a
Okay.
pilot. It's on my. I get it as a free no-load check item. Of course, I have an Urbot.
Nice.
Does it have a name?
Yeah.
I call him Beepski.
Beepski. Yeah, he probably have like a name like B100S whatever. So just call him Beepski. Okay. So So you go with the policeman, and we see what happens to you later. But
Works for me.
in the meantime, you two follow Ben back to his place. Basically, he leads you to his apartment, who is a couple of levels underneath where you were before. So a slightly less nice part of town, basically. Is located in a row of apartments. Is like a row of same looking apartments, all standardly produced, pretty not super fancy looking. And he leads you in. Yeah, the inside of his house. It's a pretty small place. A couple of rooms and a bathroom, but he has everything is pretty neat, pretty clean. And yeah, he pours you both a cup of tea, and he sits down and he says, "So, how can I help you?"
We have a
So-
very important cargo
That's right.
ship, and we are tasked to deliver it down to the miners at the bottom level of the space station. It's very important to them and their cause. We need your help to get that cargo down.
Are you aware that the miners are currently in lockdown? No one can get in, and no one can get out.
We're aware.
That's where you come in.
Do I? I suppose you want me to lead you to them.
If you're not going to turn us into the cops, it seems like you would want to help the miners, and we can deliver this to them.
I do want to help them. I sympathize with their cause, but my times fighting for the rebellions are over. I'm too old.
But we know no one ever stops fighting for rebellion. Not while the hegemony is still here, still kicking people while they're down. Even the oldest person can help, even in the smallest of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Even just a little nudge. Anything that'll make our work easier.
What can you do to help?
Despite everything, I do have been keeping in contact with the leaders of the strike. I could organize a delivery and show you how to get there. Navigating this place can be pretty difficult, especially the lower levels. They're not designed for people living in there. But I must mention, you, the Malachi, owe me some money. I do not wish to appear greedy, but as you may see, I'm not exactly swimming in credits here.
I can give you half of what I make for this trip. I can't afford much more because, if I starve to death, you're never going to get your money. Or if I get desperate and I take a job that's too dangerous and I die, you're never going to get your money. However, I'll get your money, but this is about all I can afford right now.
I think this calls for a roll right now. I mean, I can see this as a group action. Both of you have contributed with like different points, so that seems to be like a group action.
Who's
Do
leading?
you, Scherzo, do you have sway?
I have sway.
Okay. I don't, so I can assist you.
Oh, that could work as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or so how does a group action work?
Basically, one of you leads, and both of you roll. Both of you roll with your actions independently, and then we take the highest die of both your rolls. But if one of you fails the roll, the one who's leading takes a stress.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like I could see you assisting him in a roll. That could work as well.
Okay.
What's the position?
So assisting, is it
It
one
gives him an
stress?
extra die.
Yeah.
I take a stress, and he gets a die.
Oh,
Is it-
yeah.
is it
Assist is
one or-
different from. Assist is different from group action anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, but is it one stress you take for assisting?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what it says on the sheet.
Great. So yeah, spend that stress. You get an extra dice. The position is risky because of the engagement roll. It's risky standard, I guess.
Okay. Risky standard. 2 dice.
You get
Leave
your
it. I'm
You want-
willing to hear a bar. No, actually, you know what? Can I spend a gambit? We have 3 at the moment.
I mean, sure. It works for me.
I'm asking the crew.
Go for it.
Yeah, gambit. Yeah, no showing gambit. So
Right.
That's what we're
Okay.
here for.
okay, cool. So bonus 2 dice to sway. What do we got?
Nice.
All right, cool. All right. Oh, we don't get a gambit back if we
No.
spend a gambit. And
Correct.
a 6. We don't.
But you got a 6. That's a success. So he thinks for a moment, takes a sip from his tea, and he says, "I'll help you. These people, I've seen the conditions they work in. I know what they're fighting. There's not much I can do to help them, but this I can do. Although I'll get my part of the money as well. That is only fair." Great. So we cut from this back to Biggs and the policeman, and basically I'm going to guide you through the criminal system and if at any point you want to stop me to bribe them, knock them out, or whatever else you want to do, just let me know.
Of course. So as we're walking, and like I start by like as we start walking off. So as we're going, what exactly difficulties are we talking about here?
What do you mean?
Well, the difficulties we are going to resolve. Can you? I would like to have some idea, so perhaps I can.
Sure.
Perhaps it's something that we can resolve here, and
Yeah. So basically, what is going on, and the reason they are like they've confirmed you, they've gotten, when they were checking the ship, just basically the license plate of the ship, which is some kind of hash code.
IFF signature.
Yeah, something like that. Something came wrong, and it's not like, oh, terrorists, big red letters or anything like that. But it's like, yeah, something is not checking out. We have to figure out what's going on. So they're just going to lead you to the spot to the dog authorities, and they're going to interrogate you and sort things out and see what's happening, which eventually could lead to them looking more closely into the ship, and that's when things could get.
That's when things get dicey. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, how do you want to handle the situation?
So when I get to the dock authorities, there's there's the pleasantries are exchanged and the situations explained, and I ask in the polite but plausibly deniable way. I ask in a way that cannot be confirmed in court, but that every spaceport knows, like, how much to make this go away.
Yeah. What would I need to do to solve the situation?
How can we just wrap this up quickly and quietly?
Yes, I don't want to take more
of your time. I know you have. I know that you're always that they never stop. Dock workers are always the first to get pulled in the security things. You don't get the respect station security does. It's terrible.
So you are right now. The policemen have left. They've led you with the port authority, and you are basically in an office that is overlooking the north part of north is not really like a real thing. It's just how they call it. By the north part of the docking stations, you see all the ships that are landing here, including yours. At the other side of a professional looking table, there's this woman, pretty serious looking, but not like I'm here to interrogate you or anything like that. More like I'm like business like. She has a couple of photos of their children there, and and you say all of this, and she's like, do you have a special interest to solve this quickly? I see.
You know how it is in the cargo business. Time is money, and sometimes paperwork is a thing, but expediting fees, all that. I'm just trying. I'd like to take care of this, make it as easy and frictionless as possible for both of us. And as frictionless, I make the sort of whatever the equivalent is of, the swipe for swiping credits from a credit stick to another.
She says, I can certainly relate to that. And how much would you say your time is worth?
Okay, so I am going to float the high end of unexceptional for an opening bid on the quiet bribe haggling. So it's I'm willing to spend some money. I'm willing to spend a little bit more than usual, but not enough that it stands out. That's just oh, they have something serious.
Okay, so let's have a roll to see how would you solve this, how you handle this situation. What action are you using?
This is me using sway. I'm trying to, one, I don't have consort, and one, I'm trying to talk the facts. I'm a spacer. I know the going rate for a make the paperwork problem somebody else's problem payoff.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like I said, I'm offering the high end of that, but that makes sense because we're a shiny ship, so we're flush. If I paid the standard to but a little, I'm paying enough that it fits the shiny ship with the fast engines, the fast couriers sort of thing, but not enough that they're ooh, they really don't want me looking. I should squeeze them.
Okay, so the role is going to be risky standard, and what that is going to mean is that if you succeed, I think you have to spend one credit, I don't know how they call it here, a credit, I think.
Credit work.
If you fail, if you have a partial success, you may have to spend more, and if you fail, well, things could get tricky. So yeah, roll. You can push yourself.
Yeah.
You could accept some kind of devil bargain, or you could use a gambit.
You don't mind if I use a gambit on this?
No mind at all. You need to get out of there. So
Yes, like cops asking questions are not great. So let's see how do
Yeah.
you make the roll on this. So let's see if I click sway, position risky,
Mm-hmm.
effect standard.
Yep.
And bonus die 1. Does that count? Is the gambit a bonus die?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Okay. So partial success. That is okay. She's. I think she's not going to like give you away to the authorities or anything like that because she is definitely looking to accept some money, but I think what it is, does she notice that you are maybe more eager than you should, or
Damn it! I came off as I played my wanting to. I played my wanting my high end bid a little too high, and they felt like they could squeeze.
yeah, she thinks she can squeeze a little bit more out of it, so she's going to ask to the so I think she says something like, I see, so that's how much is your time is worth, but we should also account for how much my time is worth. So yeah, she's going to ask for the equivalent of 2 credits, which is all you have right now.
Yes. I'm going to smile and grit my teeth a little, and I'm going to go ahead and make the payment.
Go ahead. So just that's all your money gone. This job better pay out. Is anyone keeping track of the gambits and the money? Because I cannot see where the hell is the money right now.
it's in the
The
Firedrake.
money, the cred, I just took it down to 0 from the 2, so
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's all on the ship.
Oh,
It's all
yeah.
on the Firedrake.
Perfect. Cool. So yeah, she is like, well, thanks very much for your time.
it's a pleasure doing business, and we make pleasantries, and I make sure to drink the tea and eat the cookies before I leave, because if I'm getting screwed, I'm at least going to get what I can out of it.
You maybe like take a few extra cookies from the roll.
Exactly. It's like
You also grab like the toiletries, the tiny shampoos.
look, you always take the tiny shampoos from the hotel, otherwise they have to throw them away. That's just what you do.
Yep. So you get out there unharmed. Yeah, this is basically like going to go away unless something else happens.
And as I'm walking, I text calm the others. Squeeze was squeezier than hoped, but could cover.
I'll send a thumbs up emoji.
And
Great.
We'll point you towards a place where we can all meet up.
Yep. Before that, you Biggs, you see, like, you catch on one of the holidays player that they have around here. You catch some kind of news broadcast, and they say something like, we are getting now a message directly from the house of Just Jar. Please, everyone, pay attention. And like the image cuts to this guy, like clean shave, handsome looking, smug face looking kind of guy with really nice clothes. In the background, there's like a nice library of like old-timey paper books, which are like super rare and expensive. And he's sitting in like a fancy chair, and when they first start recording him, he's like reading a book like nonchalantly, and he closes the book, turns around, looks at the camera, and he says, "Citizens of SV 176, as you know, some of the miners have organized sabotage of our industry. They have locked themselves up at the bottom of the station, and they are refusing to go there and to go out of there and let us continue our job here until we meet their unreasonable demands. I am very sorry to have to tell this to you. It's to have my responsibility to keep these people from taking over. But alas, things will be handled. We have been notified that the military has agreed to come to the station and take action to stop this situation. Please, in the following hours, when they arrive, remain calm, follow the instructions you're given, and in no time, this whole situation will be resolved."
I posted a picture for the face I feel like what the person speaking should look like.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yes.
I cannot even say that out loud, but yeah, pretty much.
Yes. There are more punchable faces, I'm sure, than Ted Cruz's. I just have not had the chance to see them yet.
Okay. Yeah. So this guy basically is on the screen. And yeah, the broadcast stops, and they come back to the normal news. Yeah, it appears the military is going to arrive at some point to solve the situation. So you are on a little bit of yeah.
Text. Clock got advanced. Need to move fast.
Talking about that.
Oh, jeez. Is there a clock now?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, but since you haven't failed anything, I'm not going to advance any clock. I'm just going to create clocks to track stuff. Basically, I'm going to create 2 clocks, one for your advancement to reach the resistance, and another for the basically the military arriving and taking over. At which point, things are going to get pretty bad, pretty bad. When the military comes in contact with civilians, it doesn't usually end well for the civilians.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so for reaching the resistance, let's say like a 8-segment clock. Let's call it. You are my only hope. Sorry, I could not resist.
There's no reason to resist things like that. That's why we're playing this game.
Yes.
Fair.
And for the military, 6 or 8. let's put you on even grounds. Let's say 8. And resistance is futile.
Jesus. Crossing different franchises now.
Yes. So yeah.
How fitting that the Rebellion was represented by Star Wars and the Hegemony was represented by Star Trek. Clearly, we were taking a position in the Star Wars.
Yeah, but don't tell anyone.
But they're invoking the Borg though, so the Star Trek villain, you know. I still stand by my queer, fully automated space communism.
Yeah, I have to agree with that as well. So yeah, we'll be advancing those as we go. But yeah, eventually you sort things out and you meet somewhere, and you all are reunited again. Ben Kwoi says, Ben says, by the way, you at this point I imagine is when you have unloaded the cargo.
Oh.
Because you have to transport it.
So I have an idea about that. One thing we can do is if we can get word to the miners that everything's okay, we can take the cargo, and I assume this is in crates or boxes or something.
Yeah.
We can stamp it on the side as medical equipment that needs to be delivered to the miners. Of course, the police aren't going to let us do that. So on the top, I have illicit drugs in my loadout. So I think we put drugs and, syringes and that kind of stuff along the top. So whenever the cops open it up, we tell them the plan is we're going to deliver drugs to the miners. Of course, those guys are going to go crazy. They'll be easier to stamp down. And the real supplies are under the rest of it. What do you guys think?
That could be products. I have recognizable medic garb and syringes and applicators as well.
Yeah.
And I know how the military speaks.
Yeah. I hope this works because the bribe fund just got tapped.
Well,
yeah.
And by the way, half of my earnings for this just got tapped, so we're making less, and we don't have any savings.
Well, I'll make it up. I'll make it up for my end by marching straight into the Hegemony military and conversing with them directly. It'd be great.
Yeah, that's.
I appreciate the chutzpah there.
Oh, they're just old friends. Well, family. Well, I just know them.
So I imagine that is going to be the plan. You're going to get like some grav vehicle to be able to load the cargo and put all these medicines on top of it. Of course, you as the characters know what they see, what is in the boxes, but we as spectators don't see it yet. So yeah, you load everything, you get your cargo vehicle, and you're ready to go. And Ben tells you, okay, so if we are going to do this, we're going to have to go through the middle level checkpoint. The station is divided in two: the living spaces for most of the people and the mining section where the miners live, and they have all the machines in there, but it's separated. There's going to be some kind of security, so I hope you are ready for that. Okay, so who's driving? Well, I imagine the pilot is driving. KX is driving.
I am driving the grav truck, and
yeah,
I have thrown in my checkboxes worth of illicit drugs into the into the mix, along with the recognizable medical supplies in the okay, here's the plan crate.
I like this kind of thing. Here is the thing you actually need, and here there's some drugs for partying later. That's yeah, for the party post revolution. So yeah, basically there's like a sort of a highway that goes around the station, and you get into it with your grab vehicle, drive for a while until you get to an exit that leads underneath, and it descends for a while until it gets to a sort of like open space with like a big circular door that you imagine like when it closes for good. Like it's like a bank big door kind of thing.
Yes.
But like for vehicles and people coming through and all that.
Close in case of major security lockdown or hull breach.
Yeah. Yeah, basically if things get hairy back there and they have to take them out. Yeah. But they haven't get to that yet, at least. So it's still open, but there's like an outpost of security here. There's like a number of guards. There's a few automatic rifles on the on the on the top with cameras looking at you, and in general the security is pretty tight. So I imagine you park near the security post, and a guy in this time like pretty like not exactly military but like action ready clothes and a big ass laser pistol in his arms walks to you to the driver door, knocks, and that's the thing of knocking on your window.
Mm-hmm. I roll the window down.
Identification.
I hold up. I give them. I identify with my guild license because I can't. The guild and the empire have a complicated relationship, but like the empire would like it to be, but treason is not a guild license revocable offense yet.
Yeah, and technically this station belongs to the guild anyway, so
it's like
could work out.
Yeah, so like I think the pilots guild is separate from the. I think they're like a bunch of different guilds, or am I misremembering?
Yeah, there's a different guild. It's probably a different guild than the one that has control of this station. But it's something to show. So the guy like looks at the identification, checks it out, comes up the information about you, like all the information the guild has about you, which stops wherever you deserted and joined the revolution. And he says, what is your business? What is your business here? I don't have any appointment for you.
I'm just the driver. Ask the doc. And I point over to wherever Dr. Song is sitting, presumably looking all official and medic and doctory.
What do you say?
I think I've got official hegemony medic wear, like specifically military medic wear, and I say like, my name is Dr. Lyric, and I'm here to deliver medicinal supplies to the miners underneath the station.
We haven't been notified of any delivery to the miners.
All right, I assume you're new here, Mr.
Will he give you his name? Officer Graves.
Officer Graves. Well, and I'll say right now, Meridian Song is like proper military posture. It's kind of like, Officer Graves, since you are technically part of the Hegemony military, I think I'm allowed to let you in on a covert operation being conducted by Hegemony intelligence. Yes, we're on a mission to deliver medicinal supplies to the miners, but these medicinal supplies are there to keep them occupied for the time being, whilst we plan on properly putting down their attempted strike.
Okay. So the guy like uncovered his like his visor, and you see his eyes, and he has like brown eyes, and he's looking at you, and he's basically evaluating you and seeing it, and seeing it, deciding if he believes you or not. So I think that we need a roll.
Yeah. So I will push myself to get a second die.
So what action are you going to use?
It has to be sway.
Yeah.
I think it is sway.
Yeah. Still, it is.
I want to sift. Oh God.
Yeah, like you have very little documentation or anything like that. I'm going to say desperate, because if this goes bad, it's going to go very bad.
If it's desperate, can I spend the last gambit we have at the moment?
Okay. And it's going to say, I'm going to say that it's limited. Like he's like not going to eat all of it. Like he may believe some of it, but he's not like going to completely trust you out of the sudden. He may ask for some additional information or something like that. But you can push yourself or something like that to get increased effect.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can push myself to roll with my doctor rating.
Oh, interesting.
That's my starting ability. So that means I roll 2 dice instead of 1.
But it's still limited.
Oh, it's still desperately limited. Yeah. So I can't push myself twice.
So the giving you the illicit drugs, could that count as assistance, and I can take a stress for it?
Yeah, I can see that.
But the thing is, it's just getting me more dice. It's still gonna be desperately limited.
You could, as idea, do some kind of, one of you could do some kind of flashback to get some documentation or something like that, and then I could say, okay, yeah, there's a chance he'll actually believe it.
Okay, documentation's not that hard. It would make more sense to have. No, I can spend a stress to like have like official hegemony military.
Yeah, you've got hack, so you could you could spend some time to set up some appropriate digital documentation. I don't have hack.
Oh.
Okay, so
my skills are making ships go and running. I can sort of talk to people, make ships go, and then go away myself.
Yeah. So why don't I do that? I'll do a flashback, and there's a cost for that, isn't there?
It depends. Tell me what you want to get out of this, and I'll tell you like how unlikely it is.
Yeah. So this is a flashback to establish high-ranking or high enough ranking credentials for Biggs and for the doctor, so that they can pass. I'm going to be, the equivalent of a janitor or a repairman, just like I normally am. Sure. So I don't need this. So.
Yeah. And how are you going to get those?
It's literally hacking into the system to change someone's name who is high-ranking enough, it would be okay, to their identification.
Okay. In that case, like I see this, like I totally expect you to have done this because you knew you were going to have to go through here. So I don't. The cost is going to be 0, but you still have to make the roll to see how convincing are these documents.
Okay.
So yeah, I imagine hack.
Okay. And does a fine hacking rig, would that increase the number of dice? There's
It
something
will
about
increase. It will increase the effect, I think.
Okay.
So in that case, it's going to be risky because you are still hacking into the systems, but it's going to be great effect, which is pretty nice.
Can I assist in a flashback so I can give him a die?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
I think I give him pointers on how to access hegemony military information. So I used to have access to that sort of system.
Okay. And as far as getting bonus dice, I cannot push myself after an assist. Is that correct?
No, you can.
You can.
Can you?
The thing that you cannot take a devil bargain as well as push yourself. It's one or the other, but you can get assist and and spend gambit. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'll do. Is I will hack. You said it's risky.
Yeah, risky, great effect.
Yeah. Great effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 1 additional dice from the assist.
Yep.
And 1 additional dice for pushing myself.
Sounds good.
Okay. I got a 5.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay. So we come back to the present. And you take, and I imagine you now, Meridian, you take out the super cool identification you were keeping for this occasion.
Yeah, this is the Blu-ray re-release where we retconned that and added that to the scene.
Nice. So yeah, this guy takes it and examines it, and now you make the roll.
Yeah.
So it was going to be desperate, limited effect. I say you only got a 5 with the other roll, so it go to desperate standard effect.
Okay, so
very nice.
I push myself to use my doctor rating.
Sure.
So I roll 2 instead of 1, and desperate standard.
Yeah. Do you want Devil's Bargain? Well, no. You have push yourself. You cannot take it. So.
Yeah. I push myself.
Okay, so
and that doesn't give me an extra die if I push myself to do something else, right? Does that also come with a die?
Oh, I think in the case of special abilities, it does allow you to use the normal effect. I think. Okay. I seem to remember. So you can still add an extra die or increase the effect.
Well, I've already, desperate standard. Ooh. I'm only rolling 2 dice. I want a 3rd die.
That's good. That's okay.
Well, I think we have like 1 gambit left.
Do you want to spend it on this?
Good point.
Yeah, we're still. I mean, I guess if we don't get through this one, we're not going to get it. Well,
Biggs, is there any way you could assist?
Let's think. On look at what I got. So
there isn't.
I can't really think of a good way I can assist right now.
That's okay. Like sometimes it does. That's okay.
Yeah.
So
it's 3 dice, desperate standard.
It's not bad.
Not bad. Please. Oh, it has 5, and I get XP.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it doesn't matter, but
yeah, that's true. So, okay. Oof. You're still going to get the consequences of a desperate action, but you do accomplish your goal. So this guy is buying your story. he's like he looks at the identification. It comes up, and you see how his face is illuminated in like in green, like he looks and he like you right now you it is a pretty high level identification. So I don't know, you maybe have like the equivalent level of a general or something like that.
Like we're clear, like not necessarily ranking that, but operating under that level of
exactly, of clearance. So yeah, he's like he squares up, like does the salute. Well, maybe not the salute, but like once does the hegemony salute, and he's like, "Sorry, sir, I didn't realize. And let me check, because there's going to be consequences for this, and they're not going to be super nice." So yes, he squares up. He opens the door, and he leaves the barrier. Makes a signal so all the other guards make way. But before you go, he says, "Good luck, sir. I'll tell the superiors you were here."
Yeah, be sure to keep them up to date. I do the salute.
Yeah, he will. He absolutely will. So, let's review our clocks. "You Are My Only Hope" goes up to 3 because you got a success and on a great effect. But "Resistance is Futile" goes up to 3 as well.
Because all of a sudden they're like, what the what?
So yeah, things are going, but they let you through. You get through the security door with your grav tank. No one even bothered to check your what you had inside. Like so not so bad so far. Not so bad so far. So once you are like away from there and everyone is able to breathe out, like
yeah, there's this moment we get like about like you see the guy turn around and start walking back, and you cut to all of us just sort of like in perfect unison. Goes Beefsky from the back. Yeah, no lie.
Ben says, "Oh, well, that was certainly something. I'd rather not do that again."
No.
We won't.
It's fine.
That is officially will not work twice.
Okay, so now that is over, we have to get through the city, and that is both less dangerous and more dangerous that the control. The mining city is a little bit out of control. Things are not too great. There's a lot of revolt, instability, and people may be hostile. So be on the lookout. And as he's saying this, like you get out the tunnel, you were into a big area, like it's kind of like a subterranean city, but without, like, in space. So yeah, like it's a kind of pretty big city. Not too many large buildings, but a lot of them very close to each other, very narrow streets, a lot of lights, all but illumination, like the illumination is not that great actually. the temperature is a little bit cold here. And the air smells like it doesn't smell really well, but not in the people are dirty, in there's toxic fumes just outside, outside of in the space, basically. And yeah, you get into through the streets, and Ben says, okay, now that we are here, we have to find a contact of mine. She should be able to lead us in to the security controls and to the people in the mining facilities. We are supposed to meet in some kind of establishment. What's the good name for the gassy giant? Local people have a sense of humor. So yeah, I think the next scene, unless you want to do anything or prepare anything, is basically you parking the van in front of this crappy looking establishment with big neon lights saying the gassy giant, and the figure of a big guy with but instead of having a belly, he has a planet as a belly, and he's leaking gas out of his mouth.
No, gassy giant, that's not where he's leaking out of.
That is true. That is absolutely true.
And this is the miner's dive bar. This is not the place that goes for Class C.
Yeah, no. That is true. That is very true. So yeah, he's leaking out of somewhere. There's tough looking guys looking at in front of the entrance, looking at everyone with the evil eye and making faces. Everyone looks like everyone has scars or a missing arm, or basically the kind of shithole place where people
miners with no OSHA look like.
Yeah. So yeah. Are you just going to go inside? Is there anything you want to do?
Someone should stay with the cargo.
Is Dr. Song still in there, or have they lost the military look a bit at this point?
I think
I can. Oh, sorry, say it.
I was going to say, I think we've all changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To fit in, yeah.
I'm back to my usual thing, and also I didn't mention, but I have a very ugly scarf on.
Biggs is wearing the exact same thing. He just drives things. It's like, if you want someone to dress him up, send someone with detailed instructions and provide clothing.
Great.
So I think it makes most sense for me to stay with the cargo. So I'll stay to guard the cargo while the three of you all go in.
I hop out and remember, Beepski, if you get any bright ideas, run them past Fix first before you start fiddling with the engines.
He gives you the fingers.
Yeah, it's like I see it like a little like a two fanny sort of hover drone and his little claws, and it's like
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So yeah, they are going to stay back as well. So you two go inside, followed by Ben, who is wearing his cloak. He's he put his hood on, yeah. And you go inside. The people outside give you a look, but they don't say anything. There's not even like a guard or anything in the door. They don't even have that in this place. And you go inside, and we get the stereotypical scene in the canteen with music being played by some weird ass face looking aliens, playing some weird instruments, and all kinds of people are here, like drinking and gambling, and there's like a fight breaks out every so often. Someone throws a table, hits someone, and then someone else joins, and until someone gets knocked out and begins again. And yeah, Ben says, I must confess, I don't exactly know the identity of our contact. I wasn't given that information for security reasons.
Not even like a hint or tell. Are they gonna come to you?
They said, yes, they said they will come to us. So I suppose we should try to blend in and wait.
Right.
All
So
of
whenever
it drinks.
the three of them headed in, I have a small drone. I'm
Okay.
gonna send that small drone in with them just to keep an eye on what's going on.
Okay.
And it hugs the ceiling, so none of the party goers start trying to grab for it or anything. But that way I can see what's going on as well.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
So, Dr. Song, how are you as a drinker?
In the military. She says she's not a drinker, but she only said, you probably guess she only says that so that people can try to get her to drink.
Like this is like the out of character asking, because neither of you look like the sort of people who are really comfortable ordering from a really shitty spacer bar.
Yeah. She doesn't hang out in space bars. It is very much like exclusive soldiers clubs.
Yeah, she drank at the soldiers bars and the places where they sing all the old military songs and stuff, and just
oh, they were the worst. That I think she sees you and is like, "Are you offering?"
We got a blend, so I head over to the bar and proceed to exchange spacery banter with the person with the entity running the bar, persons I don't know if you can have a hive mind bar.
You're looking to buy some death sticks. No, let's stop. No,
it is the person who is standing the bar is a woman, kind of 40 something, has a like artificial eye,
low grade, obviously artificial ones.
Yeah, she has red hair, kind of long, and she looks at you, and you do the "Hello, fellow spacer" or something like that.
No, I'm not flirting.
But you do it well. You do it well.
I come in and I make appropriately. I flag that yes, I'm not from around here, but I'm your people. Appropriately pro-union-y sorts of comments, and I come back with a couple strong-looking drinks and something sort of.
She does like you do the space stuff, like you look the look, you talk the talk, walk the walk, all of that. So she's not like going to harass you or anything. But she says, she's picking up your orders and like pouring the drinks, and she says, "So, what brings you here, outsider?"
Just how it goes when you're a trader. You just gotta move some goods.
Moving up goods. Mm-hmm. Where?
around here-ish.
Not much business around here, especially with what's going on.
No, but you know.
Can I
like cue him making the appropriately spacery sorts of comments like, yeah, I know there's the blockade, but you know, people move things across blockades and we're that kind of people, and
like
draws whatever it's like sketches the symbol on the bar top in moisture, wipes it away, kind of thing.
I'm seeing all this and just like,
I mean, no, he's doing like the cutter, like Biggs is doing a pretty good job so far at least.
Yeah, but he starts drawing on the moisture and I was like, what? I mean, I can he might be doing a good job. I can still judge him.
Spacers are weird, man. Like
I'm a spacer.
They're
So
weird.
Yes,
I'm a privileged.
You're Imperial. You're on that fancy ship.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You have trees on your ships. We have yeast vats.
So yeah, you get the impression she's not as much trying to like call you on your shit. Like she assumes you are here for some shady business because otherwise you will not be here at all. She's more like seeing if she can get in on the business. Like she mentions, like, you know, many people talk to me here. I get many rumors going around. If you are looking for some contact, I could maybe hook you up.
So we're in a right now. We're in a our liquidity is a little bit less liquid, but we have a few light goods. You know, if you don't mind, and insert appropriately spacery slang thing. We've got some drugs, but none of this really nasty shit. Like we like I said, we've got a decent chunk of space weed that we're willing to part with. We're not dealing space meth or space heroin.
Space weed. Okay. I imagine just like a big space station in the form of like a leaf of weed. But anyway.
I'm pretty sure there's a ship like that in one of the weirder swarms. We don't talk about the Carnival of the Goat.
Amazing. So yeah, she's like, I could move things around. The bar, people come. A lot of people come here. I'm sure I could move your vacancy around. No problem.
So I message. Also, I need to check with my partnership here, and then walk back to the table, texting to Fix outside. Get the fun drugs out of the box, please.
We are selling drugs now, kids.
Look, we're selling our weed stash for the cause.
We are just trying to blend in with the criminals, okay?
And the message coming back is like, not the drugs. Come on. So I think I'll actually bring, my dumb drone, back out, and hook up the drugs to it. I don't know how much this is, and then fly it back out in.
Wow.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. Oh, so you can do that.
Unless one of you want to come out.
Like I'm not full on committed. So this is like having you get the drugs ready. So it's like if we need to buy more time, like she starts pushing and our contact hasn't found us, then we can move forward with that transaction.
There's so many ways to buy time without inadvertently selling drugs. How did this happen?
Why did you have? If you didn't want people doing space weed, why did you have a stash?
I didn't
That's
say
a really
I
good
didn't.
question.
I didn't say I didn't want people doing space weed. Space weed has great medicinal properties. Okay, and we might need it for an occasion. It's just that we could have just laid low and waited for Ben's contact, and then not have to attract attention by selling drugs.
We were attracting it. We were going to attract attention. We're not from here. This way, we fit comfortably into categories they know, which is spacers trying to do a job and trying to cover themselves on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a term for a spacer that doesn't have a side hustle. That term is deceased.
Yep, a narc basically.
I mean, like, it doesn't have to be drugs, but like you're speaking, you're on the edge. You're always trying to find out something to give you that little extra, so
I'm just concerned that we're gonna come off as a bunch of strangers trying to flash our cash and muscle into maybe someone else's territory. Attention is the last thing we want after what happened.
We've got 4 desecrate. We've got like 4 desecrate bags worth of insert term for space weed here. We are not the high rollers.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, no, that's fine. All right, we'll roll with it. We always roll with it, and we're still here. So.
Yeah, they'll roll it. Yeah, as well.
Exactly.
How did I end up convincing you to selling drugs? I don't know.
Look, if you put illicit drugs on a character sheet, illicit drugs are going to come up, and one of the things you do with illicit drugs is sell them.
Yep.
Yeah, and they count as no load, so.
Exactly. So unless there's an explicit reason not to have space drugs, we're all going to have space drugs.
Yeah, and depending on how this goes, this story will be one of those when at the end a serious-looking guy appears saying, "Well, today we have learned that drugs are dangerous," or a message saying, "Legalization is better than criminalization. Support law sort of thing." So let's see. So you are going to roll to move drugs. Basically, get a deal, and sell the drugs.
We're selling them at middleman rates, so we're not making a ton of money. But like, my goal is mostly to fit the profile of that we were trying to play of spacers looking to meet their contact and working their side hustle on the side.
And I think if you succeed, this could help you to your mission, because it make the traveling through here easier, because like you have some,
they call ahead and like they're fine.
Yeah, you have some rapport with the local people, so that could help you actually. What is your pot selling action?
Actually, I think I may. I tell Fix to come in and haggle on the drug selling, because that feels like it might be a consort sort of thing.
Okay, yeah.
To make that good impression and connect, because we're less about the money and more about the.
Yeah, I can see that. So yes, okay, here is my business partner to talk with you about the details. Okay.
He'll handle it from here, and I'll go keep Beefskeef from making the car engine, from making the hover van's engine rocket us to way too fast and then explode.
Cool.
Beefskeef's enthusiastic.
Fair.
So what do you say to her? Like, what kind of deal did you propose?
So I was actually outside whenever a lot of this went down. All I know is that suddenly I'm going inside to sell some drugs and haggle about the price.
Yeah.
I tell
pretty much.
yeah, pretty much. As I'm going out, I'm like, work it like your side. You're a spacer. You know about having the side your side hustle. Like your side hustle is, yeah, I got more weed than I need. Yeah, I'll sell it. To maybe uncut a corner or two.
So I think the way that this actually looks is I go in, and primarily we're doing this not necessarily for the money, but we're primarily doing this for the cover.
Yeah.
So I think that I come in a little bit thick, as if, I don't care about you, you don't care about me, we're just here to do business.
Mm-hmm.
And I start out with a price that is a spacer price whenever we're not in dock, which is very expensive because it's hard to get while you're traveling. However, in a station, it would be less. And
because there's somebody growing it in their bathtub or whatever.
That's exactly right. It's a lot easier to get supplies here on the station. So I think after this negotiation goes on a little while, Fix kind of warms up to this person, and you see this shell kind of open up as if, oh no, you're one of my people. We're good. And offers, kind of almost an apology for the exorbitant price that he asked at first. He lowers his price to a little bit, less than the going rate would be here on the street or, on the station. Yeah.
She smiles. She appreciates that. And she says something like, oh, well, I appreciate that because I was just about to call my boss to break your legs. So, yeah. But it's okay. I know how things are.
Yeah, I understand. I would have done the same thing. Okay. So this is a consort.
Yep. I think risky. I don't see why the situation will be desperate, but still it's a shady place. It's a standard effect, I guess.
Okay. And I don't see any reason to add additional die. So I'm rolling a single die.
Okay.
And I think we'll just go with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is going to be interesting.
Oh, no.
You Biggs, you were outside, like you came outside to the vehicle to keep a look on it, but while he was like taking care of business, basically, right?
Yeah.
So you hear the sound of like the equivalent of a motorcycle, but sci-fi. So
yeah, this
floating motorcycle. Yeah, a hover cycle.
Yeah, the Harley version of those thingies they rode in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, and you hear this, and you see this sci-fi motorcycle park in front of the
gassy giant.
The gassy giant. Yeah, and it's like a really nice, badass looking motorcycle, like the equivalent of a Harley, basically. And a big dude gets out of it, and I'm not sure you recognize him, but Meridian, how does Hurin looks like?
Ah, God. Let's see. What does he look like? I want him to look Aryan. Blue eyes, military cut, blonde hair, and he's not as buff as you think. He's actually kind of like he looks thin, only because what he's wearing is actually kind of a bit baggy, but he's like, but If you hit him, he's tough. He's like made out of tree bark. But he's got kind of like he always has a weird far away look in his eyes, like it looks like he's not there to scene, but he always reacts like he is. It's hard to get a beat on him.
So yeah, you see that guy, which you could tell me if you have by any chance seen Hurin before, if any of you, in any of your adventures with Meridian. But you see this dangerous looking guy get out of his bike, take a bag, a suspicious looking, probably weapon carrying bag from behind, and go towards the bar.
Beefsky's angled around to catch a shot, in which he calms to me, which I calm into the rest, saying, "Trouble coming, probably packing."
Oh yeah. And on the inside,
maybe it's pool night. Maybe we got really lucky and he's just here for the billiards. Not gonna take that bet though.
He doesn't do billiards.
So on the inside, you have since Big gave you some time to react, you have a few seconds to react to what is going to happen next. So you know someone is coming, someone dangerous. What are you going to do in the instance you have before that happens?
I think I look up to the bartender that we were dealing with, and I say, "We were talking in good faith." And I take everything off the table and motion to the other two, we're out. And we start heading towards the back of the bar, as far away from the front entrance as we can.
See, like, she tries to stop you, like, what are you talking about? I haven't done anything. What is going on?
And then trouble comes through the front door.
Yeah, like, I imagine you try to leave, and that's when the door opens. And basically, his feet comes first to the door as he opens it, like with a kick, and then the shotgun is next. Like, the machine gun, actually, space machine gun that opens fire, like a complete run of fire from one side to the bar to the other, like laying waste all over. Like, people are falling, they're jumping, the bottles of alcohol are exploding, and basically in a matter of seconds, all hell breaks loose.
Because this is that kind of bar, that there's a moment where everything starts shattering, and then the return fire starts.
Yeah. So, what are you two going to? What are you two going to go do?
I'm assuming we didn't get caught in that, or did we duck in time?
I think you do have some time to get off it, yeah. But like just a few seconds. Basically, you rush to the back door, and like you cross the corner, and like a few bullets impact just where your head used to be.
Is Ben with us?
Yeah. I mean, I imagine. Did you grab him, or did you like?
Yes,
he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
No, we totally grabbed him. I think I kind of saw him coming first, and I dragged the two of us back out through the back door, and they're like, "All right," and I was like, "All right, we need to get to the van. We need to keep moving now."
So I think we'll radio to Biggs and say, "Come pick us up in the back.
Mm-hmm.
We're out."
Okay. So Biggs, are you going to like? Are your silence?
I'm sorry. I'm already moving. The moment I saw trouble going through the front door, I started the thing up, and then the shots started. So at that point, I took the advantage, like, not enough peeling out that he could hear me over the sound of his of his overcompensation there.
Cool. So yeah, you're driving to go to the back door to pick that up, and you're running. You cross a corner, rush for the exit, but you come like on the other side of the corridor, just in front of you. There's someone standing there. It's a figure covered in a cloak, like a dark color cloak. You cannot see their face yet, and she has, but you can see the electric, the plasma gun she has. They have in their hand.
Whoa! We're just trying to get out. There's a crazy man shooting up the bar. Can we leave? Are you with him?
What's your name?
My name is Fix, and I'm just a mechanic on a ship.
What ship?
The Firebird?
She has like a woman's voice. She says, "Are you sure that's your answer?"
Firebird, Firedrake. I'm new. I'm going this way.
Oh, you say like you let the Firedrake sleep.
Sure.
And then she says, "So you're with the Firedrake."
Okay. Don't shoot.
Without lowering her gun, he takes out her hood, and you see Espa Wu, the leader of the Workers' Rebellion, standing back at you.
We got to get out because there's a crazy man shooting up the bar.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
We've got a ride in the back. You want to come with?
Yes, there's no time. Come on. Yeah, she lowers her gun, and she basically joins you. And you get out of here, I imagine.
And this is the point at which we stop being subtle and move to a helm roll.
And that's great. So, to recap things, due to your failure before, I am going to advance the clock. I believe it was a risky roll, so that's two thingies, to whatever they call.
Segment.
Two ticks, yeah. On the resistance is virtual, basically representing that. Yeah, this guy catch up to you, and is now like calling attention to the whole operation and putting it in danger, and also trying to kill you. But yeah, you can roll to escape, and that may get you further.
All right.
So yeah, like, describe me first. How are you going to drive away from here? Like, are you going to you're not doing the stealthy thing anymore?
A bar just got a bar basically just exploded in violence. Like there's fight at there's the fight at the miners bar, there's the shots fired at the miners bar, and then there's dude opened up with an automatic weapon at the miners bar.
Yeah, that's a pretty harsh way to introduce oneself.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that when the station's already on the like the military is coming, everything's already like on hair trigger. Subtle we tried subtle. We were doing our best, and then that asshole happened.
Yes. So you're just like peeling away from here.
Yes, I am peeling. I am putting all the things down.
So I imagine helm.
Yep.
That's speed related, so you can get potency.
Yeah, I can see that.
Does potency mean your effect goes up?
Okay, so the situation, is it desperate? I think it may be desperate. Like, you put a great case there to show it is desperate with the whole blowing the whole place and all that. So yeah, I think it's desperate, and the effect is, I mean, it's a standard. Like, there's no special modifier there that I can see. Well,
Okay.
yeah. Do you have potency then?
Yes. My starting ability, Ace Pilot. You have potency on all speed-related rolls.
Okay, so that's like a great effect, actually. Yeah.
All right.
So-
Do you mind if I spin that last gambit right now to take us from desperate to risky with Punch It?
You cannot use the gambit for that. Only to add dices, I believe, unless I'm wrong.
No, that's actually my power. My special ability.
Oh, holy crap! That's really cool.
Yes. We are in my wheelhouse right now.
Nice, nice. So yeah. So I imagine also, since this is going to have great effect if you succeed, Espa is going to be leading you, like telling you where to go, like leading you in the right direction. So you are not just running away; you are actually getting closer to the resistance.
Yes. So
Okay.
that has that risky,
Great effect.
great effect, and the because I'm spinning a gambit, I also get the basic gambit bonus in addition to my power with it.
Wow.
So I'll assist you
Mhm.
by hacking into like the equivalent of street lights to
Sure.
open up the way so that it's easier for you to get where the leader of the resistance is telling us to go.
Can see
So,
that
so you
happen,
see
yeah.
writing the street signals. I love it.
Yeah, so you see like all the street lights like go red for everyone else and green for you, or whatever combination of colors are using now. And like there's a few accidents, like a few cars crashed, like but whatever. This is all for a good cause, so fuck it. And yeah, do your roll.
All right, so that counts as 2 bonus die.
I think so.
Yes, 1 for the gambit, 1 for the assistance.
Okay.
That's 4.
Yeah. Whew.
All right. Okay.
So that's success with a cost.
Oh, Jesus.
So, oh yeah, okay. So what happens is, yeah, you peel away like full speed out of this place, and we see behind you, like you were saying, this place was exploding in violence. Now it explodes in old-timey fire. Somehow, like the whole building, like there's like a big explosion, and the whole first floor of the building goes out in fire. And amidst the explosion, we see a figure walking out unharmed out of it.
And hopping on his space, Harley. I look in the rearview camera and like, great Gimbu, who is this nut?
And we see like he has some kind of, we can appreciate like he has some kind of like force field protecting him around. Not like force from the Star Wars, like
Yeah,
yeah. And we see him like putting himself in the middle of the road as you are like going fast in the opposite direction. Puts on his gun and fires.
Can I answer Big's question right before he does that? Because Big's asked,
"Yep,
who's this?" I'm like, because I just realized this. He's my ex.
Yes. So yeah, he
and Gadoo.
See, he fires at you, like, and a round of bullets like pierces through the to the ban, and I'm going to say this was risky, right?
Yes.
Okay, risky. So it's not. I'm not going to kill anyone yet. Uh, but I think one of you is going to get is going to receive some fire, and I think um, well, come on, I think Malachi is like a few of the bullets find their way inside you. I think
Energy bolts, of course, because
yeah, they don't probably impact you in any like vital organ, but I think maybe one in your like a couple, one in your left arm, but another in your shoulder, like as they go through, like impact you and leave pretty significant holes. So yeah, you take level 2. You take level 2 harm, but remember you can resist if you want to, or use your armor actually.
How much does armor take off?
It depends. Normal armor 1 level. Heavy armor it will go to 0 basically.
Okay.
I will say I have an ability where if anyone suffers level 2 harm, we get a gambit.
Oh, nice. So yeah, you get a gambit.
But if you want to resist, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, level 2 harm is losing a die.
Yeah, true.
Which is a pretty big deal, and I don't think a gambit's worth that. So what I'll do is, how does resist work?
Basically, you tell me you resist, and once you resist, you have resisted. Like you get the benefit of resisting, and then you roll to see how much stress that costs you. Basically, you roll your lowest attribute, and whatever the result is, you reduce that from 6. So for example, you get a 5, you take 1 stress. If you get a 1, you take 5 stress.
I see.
You click one of those 3.
Do you want to use your armor? First of all,
armor would reduce it by 1. Resisting would give me stress instead. So let's do resist.
Okay.
Is that right? Yeah.
Stress. I'll say stress. With this guy, with the kind of bullets he's using, with the whole thing, he's also going to just reduce it by 1 level.
Okay. So then I'll use armor and I'll do that.
Sure. And you will go to 0 if you do both of those things. Yeah. So mark your armor.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I think we see, well, first of all, what stops the bullets? Because I've described the bullets impacting you and like piercing holes, and that cannot happen. What was it that stopped it? Like, did you react?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think I wasn't paying attention while I was trying to get into the system in order to get all the lights green in our direction. The gunfire started off, but I was totally absorbed in this. Everyone else ducked. I didn't duck.
So yeah, roll your lowest attribute, and by that I mean, in your case, 2, either inside prowess or
I think it'd be resolved, right?
Yeah,
like this one's like the reading the resistance. This is like consequences from physical strain or injury, so that's prowess.
Yeah, prowess.
Yeah. Lowest attribute is when you roll your fire.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Prowess.
So I'll roll prowess.
Yep.
No bonus dice.
No.
Bam.
Nice. Holy crap. That's a critical.
You actually lose a stress.
Yeah. You recover 1 stress. Holy fuck.
But we can gambit too. Or it's not a risky action.
No, that's only for risky rolls.
Yeah. No, but that's really, really good. Yeah, that's a lot of luck. So yeah, I think your armor takes 1 of the bullets, and the other one, like, you just dodge or something.
Like it's a sort of thing where, like, do you have a hat?
I think I have like a janitor's hat or like a mechanic's hat or something.
You don't anymore.
Yeah, I think it bounces around inside,
Yep.
and everybody's kind of hollering, and all of a sudden the cap kind of flies off, and that's it.
Great, amazing. But yeah, like you take a corner and disappear into the distance, and this guy is like, we see this guy like lowering his arm, and he sighs and he's like, "Goddamn woman."
Somehow I heard that. I'm like, oh.
So yeah, we cut to later, and this was a great effect action, if I remember correctly.
It was.
So that's 3 kicks on the clock to get to the resistance, which I think gets you very close. Firedrake, doesn't it? 1, 2, 6. Yeah, only 2 away. That's not. Yeah. So yeah, eventually you escape from the mayhem you've left behind, or this guy have left behind. And I imagine you stop at some point to recover and evaluate, make sure everyone is intact.
I slow down. I'm not stopping.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Fix picks up his hat.
There's a crazy man that there's an evil X back there. I saw that movie.
I think Fix picks up his hat and he goes to put it on, and he sticks his finger through this hole that's in the very front, and he's like, "Motherfucker, shot a hole in my cap."
Congratulations. Put yourself. You're now on the list of people who survived my ex. You can count that on that list in like 2 hands. So congrats.
Espa says, so I reckon he's a friend of yours.
Friend is a strong word.
Yeah, do friends usually greet each other with machine gun fire?
I have some very troublesome friends as well.
I wouldn't call them friends.
Well, in any case, he's trouble.
Well, he's behind us. We just need to keep moving forward. We have the cargo. It's if you just go past all the drugs, we have it here.
She looks at you like, drugs?
Oh, they're not.
It got us past the checkpoint.
Don't worry, it's just space weed. It's nothing hardcore.
She like ignores that. Like she doesn't really know what you're talking about. She says, so regardless, I should thank you. You've come this far for us. I appreciate that. Me and all the people from the mine.
That sounds like there's a butt coming.
But there's something I haven't quite told you. The situation below has become complicated. Not everyone there is in support of continuing the strike. Some of them have given up, have let desperation take over their hearts.
And we need to get this cargo to them ASAP.
Yes. But also, I was hoping you could help me lift up their hearts. We all have heard stories about you. The things you've done, fighting against the hegemony.
I kind of look at the two of them.
I can sort of I I can maybe try to give a speech. I'm not a real good speechy type, but I can try.
I was hoping for more affirmative action, a demonstration of sorts.
Oh, that we can do.
Like, well, before you say that, what kind of action are we talking? Because our assets right now are a few pistols, a crate full of space wheatons, and cheap medical supplies on top of your cargo, and a van with some holes in it now.
I was thinking a public execution of a known spy. And that's when, and in that instant, a couple of things happened. First, Ben, basically stands up, gets out of his seat and tries to get out of there somehow. At the same time, Espa takes her gun out and points it at his back. And she says, "What do you think that man was able to find you?"
I know, he's clearly an ex with serious anger issues. I don't underestimate those.
Ben.
With Ben says, I don't know what she's talking about. You can trust me. I've done nothing but help you. And Espa basically pushes her gun against him, shut the fuck up. I've gotten information that he's collaborating with them. I don't know what he's getting out of this. But
why would he help us if he's collaborating with them? We've gotten this far.
But to be fair, how much of the lifting did he do?
He put us in contact with her.
Yeah.
That's one call.
Yeah. He puts all of us together. Possibly so he could take us somewhere to be executed. All of us at the same time. The entire leadership of the rebellion. And Ben is like, that's not true. That I didn't.
Oh, Ben. Why'd you have to be a scab?
So I'll do a check and see if I can't find any record of a message he sent whenever we stepped into the bar.
Of a what?
A record of a message he sent whenever we stepped into the bar. Does he have tracking? Has he got some kind of tracking on him? Did he send a message?
Oh, okay.
Is he getting money? Something like that. So I'll do a background check on it.
Sure. Sure. What action are you going to use?
I'll use hack.
Right. The situation is control. He's not going to be much of a threat right now. The effect is standard, basically.
Okay. Controlled. And I'm using my fine hacking rig, which I think increases the potency.
So that's great effect.
Okay. I only have one dice, so I'm going to stress myself to get a second. And we'll see how that looks. That sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Not so good.
Well, controlled.
It is controlled. You can either stop trying or try a different approach and roll with risky, basically.
So I think I'll stop trying at that point, and I'm busy looking into it, trying to find something, and I just don't.
Yeah. So yeah, basically you have nothing concrete, if he's innocent or guilty. What are you going to do?
I want to check something real quick before I
Sure.
push this.
This whole time he's like basically politely begging for his life.
So he's a spacer, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But and like he's also like he's a worker. He's got that X minor scar.
Mm-hmm. And he used to be part of the resistance.
Yeah, and like he's like, but just gone less active because he's older and not
I
keeping
think he
up
lost
on
a leg or something too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we can ask her what her proof is. We can ask her what her proof is.
She already told you. She got like basically someone told. It's one of these things that someone was interrogated or something like that, but she got the information back from her line, like network of information.
network.
Yeah. So again, nothing super concrete, but enough that she is like with a gun on his head.
So I'm still driving because, like, not on the side. Like, I'm like not looking at him, but my voice shifts just a little bit of an edge there that you don't usually hear from me. For all that I'm laid back, I just want to make my ship go fast and do the job. At the end of the day, I'm a spacer, and we take care of our own one way or the other. And it's like, Ben.
Yes.
You get a chance to tell me right now. She said, I'm pretty sure she's going to kill you one way or the other on this. But you get to go into the black, to meet with all those who've gone before. You can either go clearing your conscience, or you can go as a scab. Did you do it?
I think this requires a roll.
Yeah, this definitely requires a roll, so I'm rolling command on that.
Yeah, I can see that. I think the situation is risky because you just basically said you are going to die regardless.
I'm pretty sure. I'm just being honest with the guy on this. Let's be real.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I hear you.
So he may be tempted to try something desperate. But the effect, I mean, I think on the other hand, you are trying. Yeah, you do make sense. Like, he doesn't have anything to lose at this point, so he may. Yeah, if he has something to say, he may say it as well.
So standard or great?
Standard risky.
Standard risky.
Yep.
And I'm gonna spend 2 stress and push this.
Testing.
For that bonus die.
Okay, partial success. Okay. So he looks at you and he tries to say something, but you say like his mouth is like he's trying to get the words out, and he looks down like embarrassed, and he goes to his like to his t-shirt, to his cloak, basically to open it up to show his chest, and like immediately Espa is like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, pushes the gun, but he's like, it's fine, it's fine. And he unbuttons his cloak, and he shows you his chest, and you can see basically it's like where one of his above where one of his lungs it is, there's like this patch of black, like oil, dark skin with like branches of dark spreading all through his chest. Like it's just above, below his neckline. Like when she sees this, Espa is like, "Oh, god damn it!"
Okay, that's creepy as hell. What the fuck is that?
Is Espas like Espas before like Ben can say anything? Espa says it's goddamn. It's gone. They call it ataraxia. It's a sickness. Proper. Who people from this place sometimes get from all the gases who leak into the atmosphere, especially people who live near the bottom. Is fatal for most people if you don't have the right treatment. And he looks at him and says, "Isn't it?" And he says, "Yeah, I didn't have the money to treat it, and I didn't go out of that life to." What option did I have? Kill myself now, or die in horrible pain? I had to do something. I've done so many things. I've fight so hard just to end up like this. I didn't wanted to go like this. You have to understand. And besides all of this fight, it's just going to make things worse for all the people. Just more violence. Not going to help anyone. This is the best way to end it. No one else will have to die.
Except all those other miners that are going to go back down and get the same disease. We stand together or we fall apart. I thought I'm sorry. And how close are we to where we're going?
Pretty close. And that's when you hear the shot, and one of your not wheels. You don't have wheels. Basically, one
emitters
of the
blows out.
Yeah, one of the emitters blows out, and the graph vehicle loses the balance. You have to fight to keep control of it, and yeah, basically you have to do something, or this whole vehicle is going to crash.
All right, that sounds like it's my job there.
Yeah, I imagine so.
That's a helm roll, I'm thinking.
Yeah, probably. To keep control of this, so it doesn't crash. It's a little bit desperate. It is desperate, standard, I guess.
And so I start.
I should say this is the consequence from the previous roll, so you could just resist it. Now that I think about it, the propulsor has blown up. That has happened, but you could just resist it, and the vehicle won't crash if you do.
Okay. I am going to resist it. And which resistance is that? So I rolled the right thing.
I think in your case this will be prowess. Yeah, prowess.
All right. So prowess, and I, as an ace pilot, resist the consequence. Wait, this isn't a piloting consequence, or is it?
Not really.
Okay. No, it's that gave them time to make the shot. So prowess, 2 dice, no bonus dice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a partial success.
So for resisting, that's like so I take 1 stress.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah. Yeah, so one of the propulsors blows up, you lose control for a second, but then
I do whatever the grav thing version of downshifting is.
Yeah.
Yell at I yell at Beepski, plan B.
Ooh.
And whatever. What's the point of having a robot when you're a pilot who can't do who can't go and do robot things to make the vehicle get through? So that's how, and then like it flickers back to life enough that I pull back under control and pull us out of the Tokyo drift before I slam us into a wall. And
so yeah, you're able to stop the vehicle like relatively safely, but yeah, it goes out. There's some damage. There's no way you can turn it on again, and you are again hear this noise of the grav motorcycle getting closer. What are you going to do? Everyone is more or less intact. Espa is like getting her gun ready. She's just about to get into action.
I look. It's dark and like stuff's on fire in the background. The lights are out because this is clearly not going to be the good part of town.
Mm-hmm. You see what's his face? Hurin. Yeah, you see Hurin basically is the sci-fi equivalent of the Black Knight charging at you with the ready to fuck things up. Like he's driving where you are with his craft cycle ready to open fire. So yeah, what are you going to do?
So Dr. Song's taken off her coat, but she still has her ridiculous scarf on, right?
Yeah. It was a present from him.
I grab the coat, slip it on, grab the scarf, and say, go, and take off running.
Wait. Oh my god.
Wait.
My god.
What did you just do? Like,
I thought we were still in the van.
Yes, but the van just blew out. Like I managed to keep us from going into a wall.
Yeah. The cargo is still in the van, by the way.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, what are you going to do?
I am running like hell.
You are just
my coat and my scarf.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Look, this is how I hit my XP notes.
Unless any of you want to do something about it, I think he does it.
Oh, Jesus. And it happened too quickly before I can react.
Okay, so yeah, you grab her coat, get out the vehicle, and start running. I imagine to distract.
Yes, I go running like sideways from the direction they're coming, or towards the nearest vehicle that I can.
Sure, yeah, it's looking for cover.
Yes, exactly.
So,
Is that draw Hurin?
I think you need to roll for this. Basically to see, like, he is going to work. He's going to definitely pay attention to you if that's what you wanted. But I don't think. Let's see if you can survive that attention.
Yes, that's what Scramble is for.
Yes.
And
yeah,
this is a speed related roll, so I get potency.
Sure.
It's specifically called out. It doesn't have to be a vehicle roll in the rules.
Cool. So that's a standard effect because he's on a motorbike, so it will be limited otherwise. Is it desperate yet? I mean, I don't think he's desperate actually. I don't think he wants to kill you instantly because he thinks you are Meridian.
Yes, exactly. That's which is the point. He's like, that's like, one, he'll come after me, and two, he'll come after me with baggage to settle, so he won't go for the straight kill shot.
Yeah. Which doesn't mean he's not going to shot at you. He's
just
not.
But he's not going to just.
Yeah, he's going to take his time.
He's going to shoot to wound.
You have things to talk about. So yeah, go for your roll.
So I would like a devil's bargain.
Oh yeah, of course. Devil's bargain. I'm not. Do any of you have any idea? Oh yeah, I have it. Like, oh no, don't even. I think. With all this distraction going on, you running away and everything catch up, being distracted, Ben is going to take the opportunity and run away.
That's fine. I didn't really want to be the one that shot him anyway. Deal. That's the miners can clean up their own mess.
So yeah, Ben escapes like in the middle of this chaos while you are distracted with Biggs sacrificing himself like a fool. Ben disappears, and yeah, you get your extra dice.
This doesn't go well.
So, that's a success. That's a goddamn success right there. Nice. So you get his attention. He's going to follow you, and you manage to avoid, like, he's coming at you and he's doing like the badass cooler than hell, driving the motor with one hand, shooting at you with the other, and still you avoid it. Like, you take cover in behind a nearby building. You go into an alleyway, and he follows you. In the meantime, all of you who are back, Ben is gone. Biggs is probably going to die at the hands of your ex-boyfriend.
I shout at Fix and Espa to go after Ben. I'm gonna run after my ex.
No, over the con, you hear Biggs go, "Move the stuff!"
Oh, right, the stuff. Oh, I guess the stuff's more important than Ben. Yeah, that makes more sense.
So you and I can help move the stuff. Is this something that we could carry, or is this something that we'll have to... I don't care about scraping up the van. We can just inch it along if we have to.
It does come with a gravitational, basically, like it floats around.
Okay.
It's not super fast, but you can get it out of here.
Yeah, Espa is still there, right?
Yeah. Actually, what Espa? She may go after Ben, yeah. Unless you, yeah, I think she's like, And you do need her to find your way back to the rebellion. Like, yeah, if she disappears, you cannot get to the rebellion.
So I'll tell Espa, you stay here and get the cargo. I'll go after Ben.
She says, but we have a deal. The execution, he deserves to be executed. You just saw it.
I'll take care of it. If you need someone else to do it, I'll do it myself.
She nods. It's very well. And she will stay and help you with the cargo. Okay, so different things going on. Who is going after Ben?
Fix.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that first. So yeah, he's running away. He's old still and dying apparently, so he's not super fast. But he used to be like a pretty. In his young years, he was pretty agile. So you still have a chance to catch him, but he's getting away.
So let me tell you what I'm thinking about for this scene.
Okay.
And we can see what we think is important enough to roll for.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is I'd like to catch up to Ben, and I'd like to tell him, you have an option. You can die a coward, you can die a criminal, or you can die a hero. It's your choice. And I'm going to negotiate to him that he goes out in a blaze of glory going after the motorcycle dude. So, I don't think it's interesting to try to catch up with him.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting to try and talk him into that.
I think that I'm okay with that, yeah.
Okay.
So at some point you like corner him, like you're basically in the outskirts of the city. The buildings are less crowded here. There's still a few of them, but there's mostly they are like storage units and that sort of thing. Not a lot of people living here really. So yeah, you catch up to him in an open field, where like a space where probably where a building used to be here before it was demolished. I imagine you point at him with the gun, so he has to stop.
And I say, we're practically family. We know each other. I'm sorry, but good people die every day. The question is are you good people? You've done some bad things, and now's your chance to make up for those bad things that you've done. You might not die. You will die painfully if you die from your sickness. The chances of that are slim because everyone now knows that you've become a traitor. So everyone will be wanting to kill you, and you're not going to get paid. So you're going to die. It's your choice as to how you die. Do you die well, or do you die a coward?
Is that all I get after all I've done?
We all get dealt the same hand. Some of us don't get a fair hand. It's not fair. I never said that it was.
Yeah, you may take your role.
Okay.
So what action are you going to use?
I think consort.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Background friends.
You're being honest, yeah.
Yeah.
And your friends. I'm going to say, I mean, it is risky, not in the sense of he's a danger to you or anything like that. He's risky in the sense that, like, I don't know if he's going to take it or not, and he is a little bit of a wild card right now. But the effect is a standard for now.
Okay. And I'll push myself to add a die.
Mm-hmm.
And see what that looks like. Ooh. A 3 is a failure?
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay.
He like
Plus 1 to 3.
yeah, he has his hands up. So and he's unarmed, you know that. So he starts walking up to you until your gun is in his chest, and he says, I don't care about what people think about me anymore. I've done all I had to do. I fought so long. So if you think I should die, you may as well do it yourself. Right now.
And I pull the trigger. And I think on screen we see this slow action, him falling away and the trail of blood.
Absolutely.
And then slowly I kind of grab a foot and start dragging him back from where the van was.
Holy crap. That was cold. But amazing. So we get back, and I guess who was going? Well, we get back to you, Biggs. What you are? I think at some point. I mean, yeah, like there's too much open space here, kind of with like what happened with Ben. There's not many places to hide. I don't know.
Yes.
What are you going to do? What are you trying to go? What are you going to try to do? You think?
So here's my plan.
Okay.
I have a robot. Not just a robot, an Orbot. A fine Orbot.
Sure. A super cute one, so
Yes. So I am going to have my peppy robot sidekick do what peppy robot sidekicks do and come to the rescue, which is I'm going to use them as an excuse to make a rig roll.
to achieve what?
To have Beepski come speeding up with my own hover cycle.
With your own sorry, what?
I'm on the comms with Beepski while they're hot wiring.
Yeah. By the way, Bisky communicates only through emojis. That's just what it is.
Yeah, it's like in text, like it's beeps. Basically like an emoji. Like yes, it's like so. That is, I am completely down with his text, the textual version of Robot Beeps being 100% emoji.
So, what do you want him to do again?
I want him to hotwire a speeder bike and get it over to me and meet me. So I'm going this way, like dodging motorcycles going this way. He's over here coming this way.
Okay, and he's going to intercept you with the stolen vehicle, pick you up, so you can run away into the distance and disappear.
Exactly. So then I move it to a roll where we're on better footing.
Okay. This is limited. Well, is it limited? Why is it limited? It is a standard effect, actually. But it is absolutely desperate.
Yes. And doesn't the fine bump it up an effect level?
Huh. That's great effect for you, yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, you have a really cool robot, and if he manages to arrive in time before you are killed, you'll be able to run away.
If I fail, I died as I lived, doing crazy ass shit.
Yep, basically. Is there anything you want to do? I don't know if you have any gambit left, or you can push yourself, or
actually, we got a gambit on my scramble roll.
Hmm.
Oh, you didn't spend. Oh yeah, you didn't spend a gambit on that.
I did not. I spent stress. I pushed myself.
Yeah. Okay.
I was motivated.
Yeah, that's a gambit.
Yep. So,
And then
do y'all mind if I spin that gambit?
you're kind of in a terrible position.
Yes. So rig. It's desperate.
Mm-hmm.
The effect is great.
Yep.
I'm going to spend 2 more stress to get a bonus die from that, which brings me up to 3 dice.
Cool.
All right.
And when you spend a gambit on a desperate roll, it counts as risky, right? Didn't you do that before?
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, you did that way earlier.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay, so that's good. I don't have to
It says
describe this
desperate
die.
there, but it's a risky with partial great effect.
Okay, so great effect. You run away. Describe how it looks when Bisca arrives. Like, what's
So, I've been dodging through I dodged into a park, and there was an area where there was like a whole bunch of like stuff in the way, so he had to like be maneuvering and trying to take pot shots at me while doing it. So it's tricky driving, much easier running. But
Yeah.
eventually he gets through and out into the open areas of the park, and I am just like, and you see him closing in on me, and all of a sudden you hear this roar from the other direction as another speeder as Beepsky perched atop with a little hover thing perched atop like a Vespa comes across at the other angle while I grab onto it and like hop on as we go.
So yeah,
he's just about to run me down. I figure he's figured out that I am not, in fact, his ex. Was sort of pissed about it.
Yeah. So what happened? Well, Bisky picks you out, sends you the emoji, sunglasses emoji, like peels out of there with the Vespa, sci-fi Vespa. But before you can do that, you hear a shot into the from far away, and you feel this piercing, deep pain as in your in your back. Basically, I think it goes to your collarbone, and I would say that's like a level 2 harm. Before you go away,
And
you can of course resist that or use your armor.
I am gonna say I had armor, so I'm gonna use that.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes it down to level 1 harm.
Yep.
So that's, and I'm gonna go ahead and try and resist that.
Okay, so that will lower it down to nothing, but you have to roll to resist, and that's probably prowess.
And this was the consequence from a rig roll, not quite a piloting roll.
Not really.
So I don't get my ace pilot bonus from that.
Yep.
It's still one of my better resists.
Mm-hmm.
So
a 6, so you take no stress.
I clear a stress.
No, that's if you get 2 6s.
Critical. All right. So I don't take any. I don't have to spend any stress. Yes. Like he fires and it glances off the.
I think what happens is that he shoots at you. We see like the hole go through your code, but then we see that it has gone like safely between your arm, and
Yes.
what just happens is that your code goes off.
The coat flies off, and I lose the coat and scarf at that point, both.
Yeah, and that's when Haru says, "God damn it!" and like kneels in the floor and screams to the sky, "Ah, Meridian!"
He's also
Doppling
a weird-
away. Get therapy.
In the meantime, back in the band, the result of all this is that you have a good amount of time to maneuver and figure what to do with the cargo to get it to the resistance. Do you have any idea how you want to do that?
Not sure. Like, there's not really any other vehicles nearby. Is there? There's this.
You could
Go on.
you could try to use a contact to like miracles, like by some miracle or a flashback or something like.
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe yeah, it's another flashback to have to contacted someone ahead of time. Maybe like even before we got to the bars, like meet us halfway there.
Or like be ready to move kind of thing. So
yeah.
Okay,
and
so
with all the other noise going on, they probably pulled enough security off the door to deal with, exploding minor bar that.
Like at this point, you can see the fire spreading through the town. The smoke coming out. So yeah, who is this guy? How do you know him? Guy or gal?
It's simplified. I think it is my friend Yuri. He travels around.
Oh yeah, he does.
I mean, if my ex is gonna be here, that's how the person actually want to hang around with me here.
The old crew back together. Good old times.
Yeah, back at the campaign of bitter tears. Sure.
Okay, so the flashback, I'm going to say it is not completely unlikely you had this like prepare, but it's also like not evidence. So it's going to cause you 1 stress.
Okay.
And then I guess you have to roll consort, because as much as the good doctor appreciates you, asking him to be ready in basically like a soon-to-be war zone with a vehicle to pick you up if shit gets hairy, like he's not a man of action. He's a doctor, so.
Can I push myself to use my starting ability to? I can use my doctor rating. Doctor. So that's 2 more stress.
I mean, the positional that I'm going to say, like, it's not risky, so I guess control, because it's control.
But I don't want any fails at this point of the game, so
yeah.
So
and really, it's not as much about will he help you, but it's like, will he help you in time? Will he arrive in time? That kind of stuff.
It's control.
So let's.
I'm still gonna push myself because my consort is.
It is going to be risky because this is not if he will help you, but like if he will do it in time. So, well, yeah, risky standard basically. Let's not complicate ourselves.
Standard. Okay, so yeah, I'm using my doctors, 2 dice. I push myself. And that's an extra die.
But he's a friend, right?
Yeah, but I don't have any dice in consort. So even if I don't, and yeah, if I'm pushing myself anyway, I might as well use doctor.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. That's 3 d6. Well, 3 dice. Oh, there you go.
Nice. So you get 1 gambit out of this. So that's and yeah, we see I imagine you call him or something like that. and you told him to be ready on the way for this. So we see him. We see another van appear in the distance, and it's an ambulance, obviously. So we see it park, and the mirror and the window goes down, and you see the Jury takes his head out. Is like, what the hell have you done? The city's in chaos. There's in so like there's a fire and explosion and
Come on, Yuri. This is not the worst you've seen me walk away from a place.
okay, but this is not supposed to be a fucking war.
Yuri, you do not know who I work for. This is a fucking war.
Oh, God damn it, get inside.
Okay. And I think me and Espada load the cargo. Where's Fix?
Gigs, you mean?
No, man, Malachi, a Fix.
Okay.
Oh, Fix, yeah.
So I chased after, talked to Ben, and then I'm coming back with his body as proof to the resistance leader that he's dead.
Mm.
I think.
So I'm coming in much later. You guys are way ahead of me.
Okay.
Well, with the ambulance getting there and everything, that feels actually like a good time for you to come back, just dragging the body around a corner.
Yeah. Like this guy has to arrive from somewhere. So I think you do have, like, you didn't chase after Ben so long, and then you stop to, I don't know, smoke or something, sit on the corpse or whatever. I don't see why. Yeah, I think.
How about actually if the leader and the doctor load the cargo into the ambulance and they peel out, and as they're leaving, they see me walking by with the body.
Mm-hmm.
And that's whenever they stop.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Basically, it's like you're doing on the side of the road with a corpse behind you.
I think what I see, what the audience kind of sees, is this ambulance go tearing by, and then and I kind of stop for a second because here I am walking down the street with this dead body.
Dead body.
Yeah.
I think the jury says, "That's one of your friends."
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon so much. Yeah. Yeah, he goes back, picks you up, doesn't ask any question, doesn't want to know.
Do we bring the body with us, or?
I think I just show the leader he's dead.
And no, she tells you to. Okay, we'll figure something out. Bring the body. We'll show it to the people.
We have body bags in this ambulance.
Yeah.
A bit more dignified.
I think, yeah, you take off, and at this point you all make a few rolls. That all, like, you are just 2 ticks away from arriving there, so I think you arrive there. Basically, where the entrance of the mine is a big hole in the ground where the layer of fake earth, fake dust, and all that they have here breaks down, and there's just like a big metal door on the ground, Espat gets out of the vehicle, walks to the entrance to, like, basically inside the entrance there's like a smaller section, and there's like a communication panel, and talks briefly with whoever is there, and then she tells you to put the vehicle in the middle of what you thought was the door, which turns out is a platform for vehicles and other big things to get down. Basically, this big metal platform starts descending into the ground. The hole closes behind you, and you all descend for some time in complete darkness, except from the lights of the vehicle itself. And yeah, and by the way, Biggs, yeah, I imagine you meet before this happened, and like he's back with you, unless you are going on a side adventure.
No, at this point, I'm like, I like the fact that I'm just scooting. I'm sitting there on my Vespa next to this and sort of like pulling because I know what that stuff is out there. I read what it does to starship hulls. I can't imagine what it does to human lungs, but it can't be pretty.
Oh yeah, thanks for getting rid of my scarf. Been meaning to do that for years now.
Yeah. So yeah, the platform descends in complete darkness and finally gets to the ground, stops, and a big lateral door opens, and the light comes through, which initially blinds you. And as your eyes adjust to the light, you see just a group of people, like a great number of people standing on the other side, looking at you quietly with expecting eyes. They all look in very like bad conditions. They all look dirty. So there's kids in here. There's old people in here. And they all look very, very tired. So I think first of, unless you want to go first, Espa gets out of the vehicle and drags the corpse of Ben with her, and throws it in front of the crowd. I says something like, "As I promised, I've come back with help from the crew of the Firedrake. They've brought us what we need to survive and win this fight. They'll help us." And she points to the corpse. They've helped us get rid of spies who threaten our cause, and together we'll achieve victory. We'll fight. We'll get what we deserve. We'll take what is rightfully ours. And then see like and people like they don't cheer. I think they are waiting for you to do something. Like they are waiting for you to see what you do. So what are you going to do now?
Biggs is gonna step forward here.
Mm-hmm.
My name's Biggs. I'm from the. I don't have a name for his swarm yet, but he names his swarm.
Yeah.
And some people call us in the Resistance heroes. You know what? That's a load of slag. I know how to make a ship go fast. You know how to take gas that rip my ship apart and make it into fuel and the things that we need. And the one thing we all have in common is that above us are those who would take the fruits of our labor and feast on them, and then feast on us. I look over at Ben. Ben made his choice. But he had a point when he said it's hard. And it is. But you know what? If you look and you see what looks like an easy way, but it means leaving your brothers and sisters and and those behind that would stand with you, you know that easy way leads straight to the black. A ship stands together, or it falls apart. I'd stepped up on something so everyone could hear me, and then at this point, I explicitly hopped down, walk over towards like one of the miners looks like not our contact leaderly name towards the front, and grasp him in the spacer's arms grip. We stand with you.
And I think at the point, like, there's a moment of silence, and then people like react and start cheering and screaming, saying like, yes, we have to stand together. This is the only way we win. We have to fight together.
The solidarity chants and songs start going up, and
yeah. And I think like people like recover the illusion, and they get ready to fight. Espa looks at you like approvingly, and I imagine you two unload the cargo and open it, and I want to know what is inside. What do you think it is inside? What was inside all along? Was it weapons? Was it resources for these people to keep the strike going?
At
this point,
go ahead.
At this point, it feels like to me it has to be guns to be any good. The military's coming.
Is it a copy of the contract with the workers that has been broken, like from the employer, and then enough credits to, get a good lawyer? So the hegemony has to treat these people decent?
I don't know. After all we've been through, I don't know if that's...
You want guns?
Like, I would like to believe that we could win it with lawyers at this point in the fight.
No, because if you hadn't done that speech, I would have made a speech about how the hegemony grinds you all to the dust.
That's where I'm at too. We are about the hegemony is at the point where.
So, if you are okay with being guns, it is guns. If not, we just don't need to know. Each of us can get what can think what we want.
I'm fine with it being guns. Yeah, I'm fine with it being guns. My concern is that leads to a big bloody fight.
Sure, but like that's another day.
Yeah.
I think we can let.
It was going to be a big bloody fight. Actually, no, it wasn't going to be a big bloody fight. Now it's going to be a big bloody fight. Before it was going to be a massacre.
Yeah, I think that's my thinking as well. It's a bit of a step up. Like it's an ambivalent note to end it, but
so yeah, you open the cargo and we see there like it is full of guns, like fancy looking, high tech guns. Espa takes one of them, looks, gets ready, looks at everyone else and says, "And now we fight back." And that's when we cut the black.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can we do like little epilogue scenes as the credits roll?
I'm okay with that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, does any of you have any idea for that?
So one scene shows shows the Firedrake, or shows the words, I can speak words, shows Biggs at walking in another spaceport as another spaceport somewhere else is news of rebellion, of a hegemony, stuff like it's about trying to fight uprising, dead pictures of stuff and the things. But then and as he's walking by, you see that news feed. But then you see as he's walking by, like the wall, you see that like through a window. But then he turns the corner and the wall is like covered with 100 different pro-resistance, pro-rebellion, pro-solidarity.
Yeah, there's like and in big letters, there's a graffiti that says, "We stand with SV 176." Perfect. Anything else?
Yeah, I've got one. I think that we see a what was the name of the leader of the resistance again?
Espa.
Yeah. I think we see a bloodied Espa. This is, and she's desperately, you can tell she's tired and exhausted, but and has blood on her, but it's not her blood. And we see as she finally strides into the cabin, the command area of the station, and they've taken the station back, and then you see her turn on like a little broadcast and say, this station SV-176 is now property of the rebellion, and the rebellion starts here. This is our home base.
Perfect.
Like it doesn't say like it's the part of it. Like SV-116 is renamed, Independence Station.
Right.
Great. And do you want to do something? One more?
No, I was just like tossing stuff on there. Like, Leandro, you want one?
Leandro, yeah, I mean Leandro.
Sorry, was someone else saying something? Is that Steven, you were saying
Sorry?
something? I thought
I'm good.
Steven said something. No, I think... Do we all stay together?
I think we do. We get back to the Firedrake and move on to the next.
Yeah, I kind of want just like a very short scene, just the three of us.
Okay.
And I think I drag the two of you to wherever we meet, and sit you down. I'm gonna like, are you two okay? I mean, you met my ex, you killed someone. You can talk to me. I'm a doctor. I do these things.
Define okay. It's war now, and we've got work to do.
It's good to hear.
And I think Fix. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say Fix leans forward and says, "Am I okay?" No. And he gets up and he walks out.
And I look at that, and then I look at Biggs like, no one's ever really okay. He said, "I have to keep going."
And yeah, no one's ever really okay. And Biggs shrugs and nods, and then turns to go back to his work, and like you're left sitting at the table, and it sort of fades to black on that.
Yeah. If I can do one last thing.
Of course.
Yeah.
We fade to black for what we think is the last time, and then we come back in this kind of Marvel style of things, fucking up with people, fucking around with people, and we see the cockpit of a fancy-looking ship, a small like recreational ship, and underneath we see just your head of guild head of the station, and he's basically looking behind him as he gets away from the station, and he's like, well, time to start again, a new beginning. And then his communication channel leads up, and he's like, oh, finally, the military is here. They'll solve all this. And he clicks on it, and he says, my name is Just Jor. I've just escaped from this awful rebellion. You must help him. Who am I speaking with? And a cold voice comes back who says, I'm Hurin. I have a contract that I must fulfill. And then we hear the sound of explosions, and
cut to outside as the recreational ship explodes.
Yeah, and we see the ship of Yuri just disappear into the darkness. And he says one last thing. He says, only I get to Heart Meridian.
Dude needs therapy.
You all need therapy. I offered therapy.
Yeah, that's the end. That's the end for real.
Like,
very good, very nice. Thank you.
Your gesture of support was appreciated, but right now Biggs is like, well, I could try and open up, but then I'm all soft and squishy the next time. Right now, I have to harden up a bit, and it's terrible, and it's traumatizing. And once the war is over, we will be paying therapists for the next galactic cycle.
She thinks she does. She knows that.
Okay.
She's been at war. She's probably the most experienced.
Oh my god.
Anyway, for war, yes, but also spacers. They're a different flavor of hardened.
Right. And she's also a different flavor of spacer hardened.
Yes, we're all messed up people doing messed up stuff, trying to do the least bad thing.
Yeah, and running away from ex-boyfriends. Oh my god, that was so good.
That is the very least bad thing.
Yeah, he was not the very least bad thing. He just happened to be a Terminator for some reason.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. That was I had a lot of fun.
That was very good.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Great fun playing with you guys.
This was a delight.
I think we are going to stop the stream now. So I hope you all enjoyed as well. This was Skum and Villany. It's a great game. I absolutely recommend it. As you said, it's a lot of fun. And I guess this is the last game I'll be running for the GauntletCon, but tomorrow I'll be a player finally, which I haven't been yet. Anyway, thanks everyone. It was a lot of fun, and we'll see you around.
Take care.